In the previous movie, we blocked our Courier's spawn animation using a human IK control rig. In this movie, we'll further iterate on this animation by setting in-between breakdown poses and then smoothing the animation curves. Open the file DOTA2 Courier Part 4 Start.mlt from the provided files, or use your own scene. You'll recall that we had set our animation curve tangents to flat and stepped in order to flatten the interpolation between our blocked poses. We could smooth the interpolation right away and call it a day, but leaving it up to MyALT's interpretation can often lead to problems in your animation curves. Instead, we'll use another approach by creating breakdown poses to further refine our blocked motion. Breakdown keys are inserted between key poses and help provide detail and personality to the transition linking each pose. In the interest of time, we've included a version of the spawn animation with example breakdowns in the provided scene files linked with this movie. Let's merge it into our scene and compare it to our current animation. Go to File, Import. Select DOTA2 Courier Part 4 Breakdowns.mlt. In the import options, turn on Group. Next, to avoid naming conflicts between the current scene objects and the incoming ones, we'll create a new namespace to make each imported object name unique. The root namespace refers to our current scene. Select Use Selected Namespace as parent and add new namespace string, then enter Breakdown as the string. Click Import. MyALT stores the imported scene objects in a group. All objects within are renamed based on the breakdown namespace. You can manage this namespace using the namespace editor. For more information on this, refer to the MyALT online documentation. In the outliner, select the imported control rig's reference node and move it aside on the x-axis. In the character controls, switch between the two couriers using the character dropdown. Note that you can still use both control rigs in the workspace even if the character controls only displays one character's control rig at a time. If you cycle through the keyed frames using the comma and the period keys, you'll notice some pose and timing differences between our current Courier and the imported breakdown Courier. Every animator's interpretation of the same storyboard may vary slightly, and we likewise encourage you to use this reference material as a jumping point for your own original take, using the posing techniques covered in the previous movie. You can set a breakdown key from the Animate menu. Notice that a breakdown key differs from a regular key by its green color in the time slider and in the motion trail. Dragging a regular key adjacent to a breakdown key also affects it, as MyALT maintains the proportional time relationship between them. To convert a regular key to a breakdown key, right-click it and select Keys, Convert to Breakdown. Note that setting a regular key on a breakdown key automatically overrides it. Once you're happy with your breakdown poses, you can remove the imported Courier from your scene. Select Courier Breakdown in the Character dropdown, then go to the Definition tab and click the Delete Skeleton Definition button. This removes all the human IK nodes related to the selected Courier. You can now delete the group node. While we're in the outliner, turn on Display Shapes and delete the reference storyboard image plane assigned to the perspective camera. Use the Optimize Scene Size dialog to remove the leftover pieces from your scene, such as unused materials and display layers. With our breakdown poses keyed, we can proceed with converting this blocked animation into a smooth, fluid motion. Open the graph editor from either the Windows menu or by clicking the following Persp Graph Quick Layout button to split the current workspace horizontally. Resize it to 1/3 of your workspace. Select the Hips effector. The graph editor provides a visual representation of its animation curves and keys. Press F to frame your selection if necessary. You can also zoom horizontally or vertically by holding Alt-Shift and dragging with the right mouse button. To smooth the curves, select them in the Graph Editor's outliner and click the Spline Tangents button. The curve's shape is defined by the key's tangents, which you can control using the translation tool to ease in and out of the key. However, notice that while the rotate animation curves have been smoothed, they don't have any tangents. This is because Maya LT sets the human IK-specific rotate animation curves to quaternion by default. Quaternion interpolation calculates the shortest rotation from one key to the next, which produces more accurate rotation interpolation, but at the expense of tangent control. To gain access to tangents, you need to switch to a Euler interpolation. Select the 3 rotate curves and go to Curves, Change Rotation Interp. The 2 Euler variants, independent and synchronized, refer to the number of keyframes created when you set a rotation key. Independent Euler adds or removes rotation keys on a per-axis basis, while synchronized Euler affects all 3 rotation axes at once. To keep our keys organized, we'll select Synchronized Euler. Now we can use tangents to shape the rotation curves as desired. Repeat this for all effectors. Instead of manually selecting all of them, we can use the associated keying groups, which are based on your current full body or body part modes. Make sure you're in full body mode and select Courier Full Body KG. The Graph Editor displays the animation curves for all effectors. Click the Spline Tangents button to smooth them. Next, let's change all the rotation curves from quaternion to Euler interpolation. Go to Show, Attributes, and turn on Rotate only. This filters out the non-rotate tracks from the Graph Editor's outliner. However, the IK effectors have disappeared, leaving only the FK effectors. To fix this, right-click the outliner and turn off Show Connected. Now, you can select all the rotate curves and change their interpolation to synchronized Euler simultaneously. Recall that in the previous movie, we posed our Courier using both IK and FK effectors. In full body and body part mode, human IK automatically keeps them aligned and synchronized. This is why they appear on top of each other. Select an effector, and in the Attribute Editor, go to the HIK Properties tab. In the Extra Attributes section, the Rig Align attribute toggles the control rig synchronization. Turn it off. Go to Frame 4. Now that the control rig isn't aligned anymore, notice the offset between the IK and FK effectors in the Courier's arm limbs. To highlight this offset, go to Selection mode and manipulate the effectors. In this mode, human IK no longer evaluates the rest of the effectors. Show the skeleton on top of the effectors. The arm joints are currently being driven by the FK effectors. This is because the wrist effector's IK blend attributes are set to 0, or FK mode. Drag the sliders to blend the arm joint chain between the FK and IK solutions in both translation and rotation. Resynchronize the control rig again using the Rig Align attribute. Now that we have a better idea of how to blend between effectors, let's see how we can apply this blending process to our spawn animation. Go to Body Part mode and select one of the Courier's ankle effectors. In the Graph Editor, select the leg body part keying group and frame it. When you set a key on an aligned control rig, both the IK and FK effectors are keyed. This means that you can choose which effectors drive the corresponding joint chain by keying the IK blend attributes. By default, the ankle effector's IK blend attributes are set to 1 or IK mode. This means their interpolation is calculated in world space and results in linear trajectories between keys. Conversely, setting their IK blend to 0 or FK mode calculates their interpolation in local space and results in arced trajectories. As we've seen in the previous movie, arcing motion looks more natural. So we'll key the ankle effectors in FK mode while the Courier bounces and in IK mode when its feet are grounded. Start with the right ankle effector. Go to frame 1 and set its IK blend T and R attributes to 0. Set a key on both. In the graph editor, the IK blend T and R attributes are displayed as reach translation and reach rotation animation curves. Next, go to frame 11 when the foot makes contact with the ground. Set IK blend T and R to 1. Set new keys. At frame 19, set keys on the effector in FK mode to match the foot leaving the ground. Finally, go to frame 25 and set keys on the IK blend attributes to 1. Repeat this process to key the left ankle effector's IK blend attributes. The leg motions are now more fluid as the Courier bounces into action. Feel free to iterate further on this animation by adjusting the curve's tangents until you achieve the desired result. In the next movie, we'll finish our project by exporting our animated Courier to DOTA 2.